There are 5 things about yourself that you must never put into words. Not to your friends, not to the woman in your bed, and certainly not to the world. Stoicism teaches us that your internal world is your only true fortress, but the moment you speak your vulnerabilities, you hand over the keys to that fortress. Niccolo Machiavelli made it clear, the more people know about your internal gears, the easier it is for them to jam the machine. You think you are being authentic, but what you are actually doing is exposing fault lines. Every time you reveal a weakness, you aren't building a connection. You are providing a blueprint for your own destruction. You are showing the world exactly where to strike to make you bleed. People don't listen to understand you. They listen to find the handle they can use to move you. Once they know what hurts you, what you fear, what you lack, they no longer need to guess. They wait. You call it authenticity. They call it information. Every weakness you name becomes a handle. Every vulnerability you explain becomes a future pressure point. People do not listen to protect you. They listen to remember where to apply force when the moment benefits them. Pay attention to what happens after you share too much. Respect shifts. Boundaries loosen. People test you. Not because they are monsters, because you taught them how. People do not listen to your pain to protect you. They listen to catalog it. This is why the most dangerous man in any room is not the loudest or the strongest. It is the one no one can read. The one who keeps his flaws in the dark, where they can't be weaponized. Most men fail because they leak power through their tongues, giving away the very things that make them easy to break. If you miss even one of these 5, you leave a door unlocked. And once someone walks through it, they will rearrange your life without ever raising their voice. Stop being an open book that everyone can read for free. It is time to close the pages and lock the vault. If you value your sovereignty, you need to understand why these 5 things must never be spoken. Weakness 1, your need for validation. The first and most pathetic weakness you must kill is your need for validation. Listen carefully. The fastest way to lose power is to ask for it indirectly. And that is exactly what validation seeking is. You are not asking to be understood. You are asking to be approved. And approval is a currency controlled by other people. Every time you look at your phone to see if she replied, every time you adjust your words so they land softer, every time you explain yourself so you are not misunderstood, you are telling the world one thing: your sense of worth is negotiable. This weakness does not look dramatic. It looks normal. That is why it is lethal. As a man seeking sovereignty, you must become an island of self-certainty. If you do something great, let the result be your reward. If you fail, let the lesson be your teacher. Never invite a third party to give their opinion on your progress. Look at your daily life. You post a photo and wait for the likes to tell you if you look good. You finish a task at work and look at your boss's face to see if you are allowed to feel proud. You tell a woman about your achievements and wait for her smile to validate your masculinity. This is not sharing. This is auditioning. When you audition for someone's approval, you are subconsciously telling them that they are the judge and you are the subject. You are placing yourself beneath them. Machiavelli understood this instinctively. A man who needs to be liked will always be ruled by those who withhold it. Power flows toward the person who can walk away without explanation. By showing your hunger for validation, you are identifying yourself as a prime victim. People will see your need, and they will feed it just enough to keep you loyal, but never enough to make you free. They will use praise as a carrot to lead you exactly where they want you to go. Here is the brutal truth you need to hear. The more you need validation, the less you receive respect. The more you explain, the cheaper your position becomes. The more you seek approval, the easier you are to control. People do not reward need, they exploit it. You have seen this pattern already. The more you cared, the less effort they gave. The more you showed interest, the more casual they became. The more available you were, the less valuable you felt. That was not coincidence. That was economics. Imagine you've just made a major move. Maybe you started a business, hit a new PR in the gym, or closed a difficult deal, you go to your circle and you start talking. You aren't just stating facts, you are fishing. You're waiting for that one specific friend to say, "Man, that's impressive." But he doesn't say it. He stays quiet. Or worse, he gives you a backhanded compliment, like, "That's cool, but aren't you worried about the taxes on that?" Because you have the weakness of validation, you immediately feel the drop in your chest. Your win feels smaller. You start defending yourself. You start explaining why it's a big deal. Stop right there. Look at what you are doing. You are literally begging a person who might be secretly jealous of you to give you permission to feel successful. You have turned your gold into lead because you let a spectator weigh it for you. Now understand this clearly. The problem is not that you want connection. The problem is that you demand confirmation. You do not need validation to act. You need discipline to stop asking for permission. Stop narrating your feelings. Stop explaining your intentions. Stop waiting for agreement to move forward. The man who moves without consensus forces others to adjust. When you move without asking, "How did I do?" you radiate a level of power that terrifies people. It's called high-status indifference. When you don't care if they clap, they start to wonder why you don't need them. Your silence regarding your own merit creates a vacuum that they will try to fill with respect. If you are currently addicted to the applause of people who haven't even achieved half of what you want, you are building your kingdom on sand. You must learn to eat your wins in private. If the world finds out, let them find out through the noise of your success, not the noise of your mouth. The bridge to the next level. Mastering your need for approval is the first step in sealing the leaks in your armor. But there is a second weakness that is even more volatile. While validation makes you a puppet, this next weakness makes you a target. It is the internal roadmap you give to your enemies. If you can't control your reactions, you can't control your life. If you are ready to stop being a performer for the crowd and start being the architect of your own respect, drop this in the comments. I am my own judge. Let the vultures know that their opinions no longer have a seat at your table. Now, stay focused. Because as dangerous as the need for approval is, it is nothing compared to the second weakness we are about to expose, the one that tells people exactly how to break your spirit with a single word. Weakness 2. Your emotional triggers. Pay attention now, because this weakness is how people enter you. You are not controlled by what you feel. You are controlled by what provokes you. Every man has triggers. The difference is whether they are private or public. Yours are visible. That is why you get tested. If the need for validation is the leash they use to lead you, your emotional triggers are the remote control they use to move you. Machiavelli understood that the one who is less predictable is the one who is most feared. But most of you are as predictable as a light switch. Someone flips the switch and you light up in anger. Someone pushes a button and you explode in a defensive rant. In that moment, you have ceased to be a man and have become a reaction. Machiavelli understood this brutally well. The space between a stimulus and your response is where your power lives. If that space is zero, if you react the second you are provoked, you have zero power. You are effectively handing your enemy a map of your nervous system. You are showing them exactly where the wires are exposed and exactly which one to pull when they want to watch you dance. Understand this harsh truth. Every time you lose your temper, every time you get offended, and every time you feel the desperate need to clap back at a comment or an insult, you are bleeding. You are leaking the very energy you need to build your empire. When you get angry, you lose the ability to see the board. You stop being a strategist and start being a victim. Your rival isn't afraid of your yelling. They are encouraged by it. Why? Because they know they've found your limit. They know they can disrupt your focus whenever it suits their agenda. Think about arguments you lost. Not because you were wrong, but because you were emotional. Your voice rose. Your clarity dropped. Your leverage vanished. You did not lose the argument. You lost yourself inside it. And once that happens, the other person gains the upper hand without lifting a finger. Imagine you are in a high-stakes environment, perhaps a business negotiation or a social gathering, where status is being weighed. There is someone there who sees you as a threat. They don't attack your logic, they attack your identity. They make a subtle, mocking comment about your past, your clothing, or your latest project. It's a test. They are fishing for a reaction. The average man feels the heat rise in his chest. He bites. He says, "What do you mean by that?" Or he tries to insult them back with visible aggression. Game over. The room just watched you lose your frame. You just confirmed that their needle hit a nerve. You have given them confirmation of weakness. Now they know that whenever they want to knock you off your game, all they have to do is mention that one specific topic. You have given them a permanent weapon against you, and you did it because your ego was too fragile to stay silent. From this second forward, you must adopt the mask of stone. When someone attempts to trigger you, you must realize that their words are an invitation to enter a cage. If you step in, they own you. If you stare back with total ice-cold indifference, you own them. There is nothing more terrifying to a manipulator than a man who does not react to an insult. It makes them feel small. It makes them feel like their weapon is made of plastic. Your emotions are high-octane fuel. You do not waste that fuel on offense. You save it for execution. If someone insults you, you don't fight them with words. You outpace them with results. You build so much success that their insults become invisible from the height you've reached. You must become a monster. You hear the insult, you process the intent behind it, and you dismiss it as low-value noise. You do not defend yourself. To defend is to admit that the accusation has the power to harm you. A lion does not defend his lionness against the barking of a dog. He simply continues to be the lion. Mastering your triggers is how you protect your focus. It is how you stay in the driver's seat while others are crashing. But even a man with a stone face can be destroyed if he lets people see the blueprint of his past failures. As we move forward, we are going to look at the third weakness, the one you think is bonding but is actually poison. We are going to talk about why your honesty regarding your old wounds is the very thing keeping you from a new future. If you think your emotional triggers are dangerous, wait until you see how people weaponize your past traumas. The deeper we go, the more dangerous it gets for those who refuse to change. Weakness 3. Your past traumas. This weakness is quieter, more dangerous, because you think it is behind you. It is not. Your past is not something you survived. It is something still running you. Every story you tell about what hurt you becomes a tool others can pick up without effort. You call it being open. The world treats it as a user manual. In today's culture, you are told that healing means sharing. You are told that being a victim gives you a special kind of social currency. That is a lie designed to keep you weak. In the Machiavellian reality, your past trauma is not a badge of honor, it is a structural flaw. By sharing the story of how you were broken, you are not finding support. You are handing out a manual on how to break you again. Understand the harsh truth. Most people do not care about your sad story. They consume it like entertainment. When you tell someone about your father's absence, your childhood traumas, or your past betrayals, they aren't thinking about how to help you heal. They are thinking about how that trauma has shaped your current insecurities. Stoic discipline never asked you to relive the wound. It demanded mastery over it. What no longer moves you, no longer controls you. What you keep revisiting remains alive. You do not need to talk about your past to heal it. You need to stop letting it decide your present behavior. We are moving now to the fourth weakness, the one that turns a king into a beggar. It is the hidden rot that keeps you from ever being truly free. We are going to expose the danger of your dependency on others. If you think your past is a weight, wait until you realize how your current needs are actually chains. Weakness 4. Your dependency on others. This weakness is the most humiliating one to admit, which is exactly why it controls you. You tell yourself you are loyal. You tell yourself you value connection. You tell yourself you are committed. What you are really afraid of is standing alone. Dependency is not about need. It is about fear of absence. The moment you believe you cannot lose someone, you have already surrendered power. You stop negotiating from strength. You start negotiating from survival. Look at your behavior. You tolerate disrespect longer than you should. You accept inconsistency you would never advise another man to accept. You stay quiet when something feels wrong, because you fear what happens if you speak and they walk away. That is not patience, that is dependency. In relationships, this is fatal. You adjust your standards to keep proximity. You explain boundaries instead of enforcing them. You stay available even when it costs you dignity. And the other person senses it immediately, not logically, instinctively. They feel that you need them more than they need you. And once that imbalance exists, respect collapses. Not because they are cruel, but because dependence is heavy. And people push away what feels heavy. Machiavelli understood this with ruthless clarity. A man who cannot stand alone will accept any condition to avoid isolation. That makes him permanently subordinate. Dependency turns relationships into negotiations, where you always pay more. At work, it looks different, but ends the same way. You depend on approval. You depend on one role. You depend on one source of income, so you tolerate pressure. You tolerate disrespect. You tolerate being undervalued. Because walking away feels impossible, and people sense that too. They load more work onto you. They delay recognition. They speak to you differently, not because you are weak, because you have no exit. Dependency removes your ability to say no with credibility, and here is the truth you have avoided. People do not abandon the dependent because they are heartless. They abandon them because dependency suffocates attraction, respect, and trust. No one wants to feel like the only pillar holding someone upright. This is why you feel anxious when distance appears, why silence unsettles you, why uncertainty terrifies you. You are not afraid of losing them. You are afraid of being left alone with yourself. The harsh truth is that humans are biologically wired to lose respect for those they have to carry. You might think your dependency shows trust, but to the world, it shows incompetence. If you depend on your parents for money, they own your opinions. If you depend on a woman for your happiness, she owns your peace of mind. If you depend on a mentor to make every single decision for you, he owns your success. Machiavelli warned that he who is the cause of another becoming powerful is the ruin of himself. By being dependent, you are making everyone around you more powerful than you. You are building a throne for them while you sit in the dirt. Right now, too many of your decisions are driven by the same question. What if I lose this? That question shapes your tone. It shapes your boundaries. It shapes your tolerance. And anyone who senses that question living inside you gains leverage. Dependency turns every disagreement into a risk assessment, every boundary into a gamble, every act of self-respect into a threat to stability. That is not living. That is containment. You must become a self-contained unit. This does not mean you never work with others. It means you never rely on them for your fundamental survival. You must always have your own war chest, your own money, your own skills, and your own social circle outside of your primary relationship. Never reveal that you are trapped or that you have no other options. Even if you are struggling, you maintain the frame of a man who chooses to be there, not a man who is stuck there. Respect is earned through the perceived ability to walk away. If they know you can't walk away, they have no reason to treat you well. Dependency is a chain that keeps you small. It's the admission that you are incomplete. But there is one final weakness that is the most dangerous of all. It is the one that invites the wolves to your door because it proves you are cornered. We are moving now to the final, most brutal pillar. It is the ultimate social sin that will get you eaten alive in any environment. If you think being dependent is bad, wait until you see what happens when the world realizes you have nowhere else to go. Weakness 5. Your lack of options. This is the weakness beneath all the others. The one you never say out loud. the one that decides how much disrespect you tolerate, how much pain you endure, and how small you allow yourself to become. You stay because you believe you have nowhere else to go. That belief shapes everything. When options are limited, standards collapse. When exits disappear, courage fades. When alternatives feel distant, submission feels reasonable. Look at your life honestly. You stayed in situations that drained you because leaving felt risky. You accepted treatment. You resented because starting over felt terrifying. You swallowed words you should have spoken because losing access felt worse than losing yourself. That is not loyalty. That is scarcity. And scarcity is visible. People sense when you cannot leave. They feel it in how you negotiate. They hear it in how you compromise. They see it in how much you tolerate. Machiavelli understood this law without mercy. A man with no alternatives will accept any condition offered to him. He becomes permanent property of circumstance. This is why power never begins with confrontation. It begins with options. Options give weight to silence. Options give credibility to boundaries. Options make walking away effortless instead of dramatic. Without options, every relationship becomes a trap. Without options, every conflict becomes a threat. Without options, every decision feels urgent and emotional. That urgency is what others use against you. When someone knows you need them, they delay. When someone knows you depend on them, they test. When someone knows you cannot leave, they stop respecting you. Not because they are evil, because leverage has shifted. This is why your progress stalled. This is why confidence feels temporary. This is why peace feels conditional. You built a life where losing one thing feels like losing everything. And that is the most dangerous position a man can occupy. Stoic discipline was never about detachment for comfort. It was about insulation. A man who can stand alone is immune to coercion. A man with options does not explain himself. The harsh truth is that the world treats you based on your market value, not your loyalty. If a company knows you have no other job offers, they will never give you a raise. If a woman knows no other women want you, she will stop trying to keep you. Never, ever admit you are at a dead end. Even if you are down to your last dollar, you move as if you have 10 more deals waiting in the wings. This is not about lying, it is about strategic silence. You must always be shopping, always be networking, always be improving your skills so that you do have options. But more importantly, you must keep the world guessing. The minute they think they are your only choice, they will treat you like a servant. When they think you might leave at any second for a better offer, they will treat you like a king. Your power is directly tied to your perceived mobility. If you are a man who can walk away and survive, you are a man who must be respected. If you are a man who must stay to survive, you are a man who can be ignored. We have exposed the 5 leaks that are currently draining your power. Your need for validation, your emotional triggers, your past traumas, your dependency, and your lack of options. If you reveal these, you are not being real, you are being a target. Machiavelli and the Stoics didn't teach silence to make you lonely, they taught it to make you untouchable. A man who keeps his internal mechanics private is a man who cannot be manipulated. He is a mystery, and mystery is the foundation of all true authority. Stop handing out the daggers that people will eventually use to stab you. Lock the vault, build your strength in the shadows, and let your results be the only thing the world is allowed to see. If you reached this point, you did not watch casually. You stayed because something landed. Anchor it. If this video challenged how you see yourself, drop this in the comments. I build options. Say it to lock the shift. Like this video to help the algorithm find other men who are tired of being used. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. We are tearing down the lies they told you about vulnerability and replacing them with the cold truth of Machiavellian stoicism. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Most men don't. I'll see you in the next video.